Okay, welcome back to the latest episode, or the newest episode, this episode of Beyond 2D. I actually don't even remember what episode this is. I think this is episode 8, so officially 2 months now has gone by since I started this. And yes, welcome back. I think I'm going to stop saying the episode number just so I don't forget it and stuff, because that's really embarrassing, forgetting the number. And if I say the number that I said last week and it's all, you know what I mean. Anyways, welcome back. I have an idea of what we're going to do today. And it's just going to be me ranting about why my favorite anime and why it's the best opinion. And I have a list and I ranked them and I'm all prepared for today. So let us get started. Grab your coffee, grab your G Fuel, grab anything you want to grab, and let's kind of get into it. First, I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everyone's doing well. If you haven't listened to all the other episodes before this one, maybe you should go listen to it because they're all complete and absolute fire. Just peak entertainment at its finest. But yeah, anyways, let's jump straight into it. So this is a top 10. Not necessarily, of course, the best anime, I guess, but maybe my favorite, maybe ones that most impact me. You know, the standard top 10. Should we start at 10 or start at 1? Or should we just go randomly through? No, let's start at number 10. But it's a strong number 10. Number 10, we got No Game, No Life. Now, yes, I've only ever watched the anime. I tried reading the light novels, but reading is dumb, so I've only watched the 12-episode anime. I haven't even finished the movie. I started the movie and I'm like, this is ass. I didn't finish it. So yes, it is on my top 10 anime of all time with only 12 episodes out. Why? I don't know. I think I've watched No Game No Life like 7-8 times at this point, just throughout, ever since I started watching anime. It's just one of those shows that are just so easy to consume. It's good, it's fun, it looks amazing even though it came out over 10 years ago. I think it came out in 2012, but it looks freaking amazing. Like, I don't know what is it about, like, those 2 years, like 2011, 2012, there are just a few shows that came out that look absolutely stunning. Like, Fate Zero came out in 2011. That's just still crazy to me, even though it looks better than most anime these days. Anyway, that's a side note. No Game, No Life. I think it's a great show. It's probably the first, like, OPE, well, I guess, aside from Sword Art Online, it's the other real isekai, because Sword Art Online is a game and some people don't consider it an isekai, but it's the first, like, real isekai that I watch and that I just fell in love with. Could it be the etchiness? Probably. Was it that they're overpowered and smarter than everybody else? Probably. Is it because I have a goopy gamer brain? Probably. All those things could be true of why I love it, but I don't know. It's just something about it. It's fun. It's easy to watch. There's no, like, filler. There's no long pauses of, like, where nothing really is happening. All the characters are pretty likable, except for the other girl, the side girl, but she's just there just to be ecchi. She's the girl literally built just to fall and just release her shirt, stuff like that. But yeah, that's my number 10. I don't know. I really like this show. It's a lot of fun. I could go rewatch it at any point. I feel like the Beast arc is the weakest arc out of the 12 episodes. I mean, it's cool, but it's also like, I didn't really like the Beast girl, but anyways. I think that ending scene was really cool. I don't even remember it. I think I didn't get it until, like, I watched, like, a bunch of analysis videos about No Game No Life and kind of like the arc and everything. But basically what happens is at the end when he flips I guess spoilers, at the end when he flips the coin to the, like, with the Beast girl, all of a sudden, like, the sky, like, something shows up in the sky and the Exceeds, who is, like, the number 1 or 2 race, appears, like, above him, and, like, I guess they're gonna challenge him. But yeah, anyways, number 10, No Game No Life. Number 9, Clanad. Now, if you've seen my TikToks, you know I talk about this show a lot when it comes to depressing or just peak romance, because it is both. Clanad is one of the OG depressing romances that are just amazing. If you can get through season 1 or just parts of the show that are really slow, because I mean it's an older romance, then you'll be broken and you'll love it so much. Everybody who I know who's finished Clanad has like cried or just been depressed after, but also thinks it's an amazing show. Because it is, at the end of the day, it is a really cute romance when it comes down to it. It's really pure romance. It's kind of a harem at the start, I guess you could say. And it's just a lot of pure cuteness, pure moe, except for in the dub where there's that one teacher that's just clearly voiced by, I think, was it a girl who was voiced by a guy? I think so. Or the other way around. There's just some random, I don't know why I remember that, but in the dub there's just that weird voice actor. But yeah, Clannad is peak romance, especially for back in the day, and it's for sure just like peak absolute amazing depression shows. If you want to be depressed, if you want to be broken by the end of a show, watch Clannad. So that's number 9. Number 9, Clannad. Number 8, another romance show, Horimiya. Now, some people may say Horimiya is overrated. Some people may say it's not that great, but for some reason, I loved Horimiya. Season 1, which is really, that's all that's out. Season 2, the missing pieces, that doesn't really matter, but Season 1, 12 episodes. Another 12-episode show that just makes it here. I don't know why. It just had such an impact on me. I think I watched Horimiya 3 times in 2 weeks. Why? I don't know. It's just in one of those moods, and the show was so easy to watch. It was so fun. It was funny. It was wholesome. It was cute. It was just like one of those shows where it's like, you know, the romance shows when you get really into it, and like when they like finally kiss, you're like, oh my god, you freak out. That was Horimiya for me. And it was just so fun. Like the bromances were awesome. It looked amazing. The songs were absolute bangers. The opening was a banger. It was just such a cute show. Again, I don't know what else to say about Horimiya. A lot of people think it's overrated. People think like Love is War is better. People think, I don't know, everything else is better than it. Quintessential Quintuplets. I really like Quintessential Quintuplets, but I don't know if I would put it at top 10. Maybe 11th, maybe 12th. Definitely up there. But Horimiya is the only one I've really rewatched. And there's a reason for that. It's easy, it's simple. Quintessential Quintuplets, I feel like, takes a while to get into. I didn't really get into Quints until like near the end of season 1, and then I was fully invested. The first half of season 1 is super slow, super bad. Well, not bad, but like super slow and just like not that fun. But Horimiya, straight off after episode 1, banger of a show. Amazing. Okay, now, next on the list, number 7. This is going to be a big fucking twist from Horimiya to this. So before that, let me take a sip of my coffee. Okay. At number 7, no, 10, 9, 8, yeah, number 7, right after Horimiya, Death Note. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it's Death Note. I mean, if you watch Death Note, you know it's just an amazing show. It's an objectively really, really good show. And if it's not in your top 10, then it's in your top 20. It's just, there's nothing wrong with the show. That's literally it. Like, there's nothing wrong with Death Note. You could say sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's dark, sometimes the animation is meh, even though it came out in 2008. The story, the characters, it all holds up today. It's all freaking amazing. If you like smart people, if you like psychological, if you like darker shows, if you like suspense, if you like all that, Death Note is the fucking show, because they do so many crazy things in the show, you don't know what's coming next. And the only real thing you can say about Death Note negatively is if you just don't like, I hate using this word, vibe. If you don't enjoy the show, sure, but there's nothing wrong with the show itself. It's just you just don't, that's just not your cup of tea. It's like how Code Geass wasn't really my cup of tea, but I can't fault the show. Like, I can't say anything was wrong with the show when I was watching it. I just don't really like the mechs, and I didn't get into it. I don't know. But yeah, Death Note at number 7, it is fucking amazing. If you haven't seen Death Note, go watch it. Don't watch live action unless you really want to laugh. First watch the anime. Then if you want, you can read the manga, or read the manga, watch the anime, and then watch the live action, and look how fucking bad it is. I remember that. What a joke of a fucking movie. Anyways, at number 6, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 is Hunter x Hunter. Yes, I am bringing out my shonen trash side. Hunter x Hunter is, I stand by it, probably the best written or best developed shonen out there. It may not be the one I enjoy the most. It may not be the one most people enjoy the most. It may not be the prettiest. It may not be, I don't know what else, but it's like, It's so well written. Every character is so well developed. The power system is so in-depth. It's so detailed compared to all the other ones. Like, Naruto has chakra. Chakra is pretty developed. You can do a few things with chakra. There's a few different types of elements you can make with chakra. You're born with it. You can develop it, whatever. Ki in Dragon Ball means nothing. It's just, you just use that to do things, and like, they kind of just stop talking about it. What are the power systems? I mean, Demon Slayer has breathing techniques. They don't really explain how people can do breathing techniques, at least not in the anime. It's kind of just there. Jujutsu Kaisen, Cursed Energy. I mean, Cursed Energy is pretty basic again. I would compare it to chakra. Like, they just have it, and then like if you do something weird with it, like you can reverse it. Somehow you can just multiply it with itself and it becomes positive and you can heal yourself. But Nen you can do anything with, and it like all makes sense, and it's all realistic almost. If you have a guy who makes spongy gum, which has properties of rubber and gum, and then compared to somebody who can just blow smoke out of a giant pipe and control the smoke, both those things are so far from each other, but they all make sense in the thing of Nen. Some guy can summon a giant dragon, some guy can summon a giant Buddha statue, some guy can just use electricity and charge electricity. There's so many different things you can do with Nen, and it all makes sense in the parameters of what they explain. And it's so in-depth, it's so well-detailed. And then the story is just freaking amazing. It doesn't feel like a shonen story. It feels just like an amazing story. Because shonen stories, they feel very predictable, very structured, very hero journey-esque. But you have no idea. Like with Hunter x Hunter, the first time you're watching it, you're like, holy shit, that guy just broke his arm. Or holy shit, that guy's just dead. Or wow, they're just really going to do that to that character. They're really going to do that. This is going to happen. It's super dark for realistically kind of like a kid's show-esque. Like most shonens are considered kid's shows, but it's super freaking dark for what it is. And it's so good. Unfortunately, the manga will, I think, never come back. Never be finished. I kind of want to go and read the manga because the Dark Continent arc, it's like, okay, so this is what happens with Hunter x Hunter. The anime introduces this giant world, okay? With all these different characters, with all these different powers, with everything, right? And then they end the anime. And Takashi's like, okay, we ended the anime. We ended on an arc. This happened, this giant world. What should I do next? Oh, let me introduce something that's 20 times bigger than the world you already know. The Dark Continent arc. It's like, here's one thing, and it's so good, and let me just 100x it. Let me make it so much bigger, so much more detailed, so much better. And then let me just stop writing. And there's good reason why he stopped writing, but like, he is just an absolute madman in what he did. And I really want to read the manga, but I don't want to start it because if I really get into it and never gets finished, I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter, top tier shonen. Even though I don't really like Kurapika, a lot of people like Kurapika. I love Killua, love Gon. I think my favorite arc... See, this is hard because the Chimera Ant arc is what most people consider their favorite arc, and it's a really good arc, but I feel like there's a lot of drawn-out moments in it. My least favorite for sure is the first arc, the Hunter exam arc, because there's just a lot of like random people, there's a lot of dumb tests, and it feels like it drags on. Like, if you can get past the first arc, then you'll love the show, but that's the point where I feel like most people drop the show. Like, I dropped it a few times within the first few episodes because it was just kind of boring. I really like the Sky Tower, Heaven's Tower arc, even though it's such like a side arc, but it's when they first learn how to use Nen and they kind of like do the first fight with Hisoka. I found it really cool. And then I really like the Greed Island arc. The pre-Greed Island was the, not Metro City, but those who've watched it, you know, like the city arc with Kurapika and the whole Phantom Troop. That arc is okay, but again, I just don't really like Kurapika, so that's why. I love the Phantom Troop, I love all the members, but yeah, there's that. Next up on the list, I talked enough about Hunter x Hunter. Again, greatest shonen ever. We got, we gotta continue. Not continue, but this, okay, yeah. So, sorry, let's continue the Isekai garbage train. We got Re:Zero, okay? I don't know why I put it above Hunter x Hunter. I might switch that around, but Re:Zero is probably one of the best isekai out there. Season 1 was a little bit underwhelming. Okay, I have to admit it. It would not be this high or wouldn't even be on this list if it was only Season 1. But after Season 2 and seeing what's coming for Season 3, the show really kicked it into high gear, okay? Season 2 started off pretty slow, but then by the end of it, I was like, what the fuck? They really developed a lot more of the characters we know and introduced a lot better characters. It was so good. It looked amazing, of course. And the ending, oh my god, I cried like a little bitch at the end. Beatrice became best girl for sure. It was just such an amazing show through and through, especially in season 2. Songs, again, were amazing. And Subaru just became kind of a better person. He's growing, and it's showing. It's really showing in the show, and I'm really excited for season 3. I don't know what else I could say about ReZero. If you haven't watched it, you should go check it out. One of the greatest isekai out there. There's nothing really to fault with it, again, except for that season 1 was kind of just... Season 1 felt like it was all over the place to me, right? It felt like they were really trying to develop this world, develop this character, develop this power. Like, they were trying to do too many things at once, but they kind of had to because it's such a weird concept, such a weird premise with such weird characters and a weird... Like, it was really just strange. Everything, it didn't feel super connected, super well connected, and there was such like a big world that they introduced so many different things. But then they kind of clarified it all throughout it, and once season 2 happened, it felt a lot more fleshed out, and it feels a lot more fluid, and like the world makes a lot more sense to me now. So yeah, go watch ReZero, it's amazing, and season 2 is really, really, really good. Okay, now we get to the top 4, okay? Are you ready for this? Number 4, Attack on Titan. Let me let you sit with that. Attack on Titan is number 4. If you know me, you know I've praised the shit out of Attack on Titan. It is one of the greatest stories ever told in existence, I feel. The only negative that you can say about Attack on Titan is how they're drawing out the anime. It's like, if they did it like a regular show where there's just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done, instead of all this dumb like season 3, part 1, 2, final season, part 1, final season, part 2, final season, final part. If they didn't do all that, the show would be so much better. It'd be so much more concise. It would be, people wouldn't be as mad. People wouldn't be as like judgmental or hard on the show. But it is just such an amazing show, such an amazing story. It's unbelievable how some people can find it not good or not entertaining. I mean, it is really gory. If you're not into that stuff, you won't be into this. But the story itself, like, people don't comment like they're not into the gore, they're not into like the action scenes. People say they just don't find it interesting, they find it boring. Season 1, episode 1 is probably one of the greatest first episodes in anime history. It's definitely up there in top 10 greatest first episodes. It really did a good job of explaining what the story's going to be about, kind of introducing the characters and their motivations. And then season 1 is all action, and season 1 is freaking amazing. And why they didn't come up with a season 2 until like 6 years later, who knows? But season 2 got a lot more boring. It got a lot quieter because they really needed to develop the world and the politics and everything like that. And if you're into politics, if you're into the in-depth explanation of why things are the way they are, you'll love season 2. But I can admit, yes, season 2 gets super slow, and it can get super boring with a lot of just talking and a lot of just figuring things out of how they're going to function in the world. But in season 3, bam, right back at you with the action, and has one of the greatest action scenes ever with Levi. If you don't know Attack on Titan, you don't know Levi, but there's that scene, and it's just so good. It's like a 30-second scene. It's just so good. And then season 4 just hits you with the, oh shit, there's a time skip, and oh shit, people have done some things, and things have been done, and it's just insane. It's an insane story with an insane, like, again, insane. That's all I can say. It's so good. It is so good. If you're not into it, it's fine, but you cannot say it's bad or overrated. One of the greatest pieces of media ever made. Hands down. Okay. Now we get into the top 3. The big boys. The big 3 of my anime list. Well, not the website, like my favorite animes. Number 3, Mushoku Tensei. Mic drop. Let me get away from my computer. Let me take a sip of coffee while you ponder on that. Mushoku Tensei at number 3. This show, every episode that comes out, makes me love it more and more. It is so in-depth. Again, I'm going to be sounding like the same thing for all these things, for all these anime. Mushoku Tensei, the characters, the world, it is just crazy how much detail they have put into this. And with every episode that comes out, it's a new just like mind break. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, how did they do that? Look at that action scene. Like, it is so pretty, the show. The opening is a banger again. I still think season 1 or part 1, whatever, of Mushoku Tensei has one of the best openings ever. Not only because it's a banger of a song, but because they transition the story through the opening. Like, if they need to travel somewhere, they're playing the opening while they're walking that place, so the story is progressing forward while also having the opening. So like you don't feel like you're missing out on those like 2 minutes or minute and a half of like a real opening that would have been there. Genius, absolutely genius. Shows should still do this. It's kind of like in the final episode of a show when they play the opening at the end when the story's progressing. It's like that, but just every episode. It's just fucking genius. The fact that they've come up with like whole new languages just for the show, like they don't just like put globally gloop. They actually have like real translation, like a real language, like 2 real languages that they made up to put into the show, to put into the manga and everything. Insane. It's just such a crazy story. And the fact that there's so many controversies is just so dumb. Okay? I've talked about this on a previous episode of this show. You should go watch it, saying stop canceling shows. I rant about Mushoku Tensei and why people want to cancel it. Basically, people are mad because it's being detailed. The world is written so well and the characters are written so well that people are mistaking for real life, I guess. I don't know. That they're trying to cancel it, and it is criminal. This show is peak isekai. You may need to have a hard stomach for some of the things that come up. Like, it's definitely not kid-friendly. But if you can get past those things, you can like look past it and think, maybe because this character does something bad doesn't make this a bad show. Doesn't mean we should cancel the show. If you can do that, then you'll love this show. It is amazing. And if you like isekais, if you like well-developed worlds and characters, you'll love Mushoku Tensei. Okay. Now. Remember what I said at the start of this? Where it's not the best shows that are rated, okay? It is a favorite list. It is a list of shows that I enjoyed a lot, I've rewatched, I've loved. So, don't come at me. Number 2, Naruto. A lot of these shows before it are a lot better than Naruto, but Naruto was my first ever anime. It will always have a tie on me. It'll always have me succumb to it. Naruto is just so good. Definitely the most enjoyable out of the big 3. As someone who tried to get into all big 3, Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto is the easiest to get into. Definitely has like the... I don't know how to explain it, but it's the most... I feel like not engaging, but it's the most like entry friendly. One Piece is just really weird and looks super ugly at the start, and Bleach also looks super ugly at the start and has a weirder story. Naruto is super basic, but in that it does it so well. There's so many bad parts of Naruto, there's so many drawn out fights, so much filler, but at its core it's just such an amazing story, just such a fun time. If you can get into it and go along with the journey, it's just amazing. Like I couldn't imagine those people who started from like day 1, episode 1 when it first came out and followed it through the like 15 years that it aired. I'm so envious of those people because this story, just following it all, it's just insane. And now that Boruto's out and Boruto ruined it, but now Boruto Time Skip is out and Boruto Time Skip is apparently fixing everything that Boruto original did. But Naruto is just a fantastic show. It's like any long-running shonen. You get emotional, you get tied to it. It'll always be in my top 10 favorite anime. I'll always be a simp for it. Sasuke, best character. It's just... What else can I say? What else can I say about a basic top 3 shonen? Like, everybody watches One Piece will say One Piece is in their top 10. Everybody watches Bleach will say Bleach is in their top 10. It's just one of those shows that will always hold a key in my heart, and I don't care how many shows I watch, it'll always be up there. Now, number 1. If you know me, if you watch any of my TikToks, you will know what is at number 1. Should I even say it? Should I even talk about it? You should know. You should know what my number 1 favorite anime of all time, greatest anime ever, masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Like, if Picasso made an anime, this would be it. Da Vinci. Like, it's so good. Citrus, okay? Hear me out. Citrus is peak fiction, and I will not hear any argument against it. Join the Citrus Revolution, the Citrus Army. If enough of us start watching Citrus and supporting this series, maybe they'll come out with a season 2. Let us join hands and sing praise for Citrus. This show is just a roller coaster and a half from the start, and it's just always a roller coaster. It's a dumpster fire from the start to the end, and it is a masterpiece. It is peak fiction. It is so good. Ask anybody who I've told to watch Citrus if they've liked it, and they will tell you it is now one of their favorite shows. It is now they love it. It's so good. They cried, they laughed, they got turned on, but like, it's such a good show. It started as a meme, and it is no longer a meme. It is a revolution. Join the Citrus Army, and let's bring this series back to life. I'm unironically looking into buying the manga or the light. I don't really know what it is. Is it a manga or a light novel? I'm looking into just purchasing it. I'm purchasing it for just to keep the author, to keep the manga afloat. This show is revolutionary. It changed the way I see the world. It is so good. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Hot. It's just amazing. Okay, like it's Citrus, okay? If you watch Citrus, you know Citrus is peak. And if you know me, you know I've watched Citrus, and I always sing the praise of Citrus. And if you haven't seen Citrus, you should probably go watch Citrus. And that's the last time I'm going to say Citrus. There we go. So, those are my top 10 anime. Are they the best anime in the world? Probably not. Well, some of them are. But they are my favorite. They are who I am. It changes every time. I posted a YouTube video a long time ago when I first started this channel of my top 10 anime. It's definitely changed since then. I still love every show. Anime is just such an amazing medium that just has so many different types of shows, different types of genres, and it's just always amazing to see people's favorite lists and to compare it. As much as they talk shit, I just want people to get into anime. I want people to enjoy this amazing medium and find something they truly love and truly passionate about in this medium. Because again, there literally is something in it for everybody. I said this in the last episode of Gatekeeping, or no, 2 episodes ago. There really is something in anime for everybody. They just need to find it. And if this list gave you something new to watch, or if this list changed your mind or anything, that's good. If my videos help you get into anime, I am more than happy. Like, that's the reason why I've continued so much. Not only because I've been growing, at least on TikTok, but because people are saying that my recommendations, my videos are helping them get into anime, helping them find new anime. That's why I keep going, because that's so amazing. I love doing that for people because I really appreciated when I watch videos. I used to watch Glass Reflection reviews on anime before I watched it. I would watch top 10 videos all the time of anime, like top 10 ecchi anime, top 10 harem anime. Why are those the first two that came to mind? Because that's what I used to watch. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, if you're watching this. And if you haven't watched the other episodes, go watch the other episodes. Go follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to me on YouTube. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate it. I have some big things coming up in the future, possibly, maybe. So stay tuned for that. There may be some things you may need to purchase. Maybe. That's a weird way to put it, but I might be looking at merch. I might be looking at Discord server. I might be looking at a partnership. I might be looking at stuff. Stay tuned. Stay ready. Go watch Citrus. And have a great rest of your day, guys.